I think this game is going to be a pretty close battle here. There's going to be a lot of emotion in this ball game, and this is going to be one of these games where I think the Eagles pull away. I want to get into this game here. I'm going to bury the lead with you guys, okay? 30-26, Eagles. I think this game is going to be a pretty close battle here. There's going to be a lot of emotion in this ball game, and this is going to be one of these games where I think the Eagles pull away. Do you know the Eagles have not been behind in the second half in any game so far this year? That's a testament to how they've gotten out and how they've played. Kudos to them. In the NFL, most teams fall behind. The Eagles have not been behind in any ball game that they've played in. That's pretty cool. When you can lead out in front, you're able to dictate the pace of the game a lot more than you are when you have to come from behind. Okay? So to me, this game is going to be a pretty good football game because the other side of the team and the other side of the field, they've got players too. You know, the Jaguars lead the National Football League in turnover margin, +7. They're making plays on that side of the ball, which means they're pressuring the quarterback and they're getting to people. I like their personnel. This is going to have to be more of a game, in my opinion, where the Eagles are patient. Run the ball, keep running it at him, let Jalen do his things on third down. I think it's going to be pretty tough to put a spy on him when you've got A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith running around. Now, what will the weather be on Sunday? Does that close the margin up too? I don't know that. I can't predict that. So we're just going to expect that this thing's going to have some rain on Sunday because the storm is going up the eastern seaboard now. And most likely by the time Sunday comes, there's going to be inclement weather there on Sunday at Lincoln Financial. I say you have the dynamics right now to be a chameleon if you're the Eagles. Run the ball. Be patient. Be patient with it, okay? The Eagles have all the components. They could beat you in the air, but if it's raining out, why take chances on tip passes, overthrows, guys getting hit, fumbling? Why take those chances? You don't have to. You've got a great opportunity to go 4-0 on the season here. By the way, you're the better team. You're the better football team. But I do think this game's going to be closer, and I do think Doug Pederson is a better coach than Nick Sirianni, and I think that coaching staff that they put together is going to make this game closer. The last two opponents, in my opinion, have been pretty good, and the way that they've done it too. They've been just as impressive the last 2 weeks as the Eagles have been. They beat the Chargers, and they shut out a team. Eagles don't have a shutout. They shut out a football team that beat the Chiefs. Chiefs are a pretty good football team. Okay? They shut out the Colts. And the Colts beat the Chiefs. That's some pretty good ball teams there. Okay? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Colts are 1-1-1 right now or something like that. So out of the gate slow, new quarterback, whole new thing. And winning against Kansas City last week was a big deal for them. And the way, and I get there were injuries, but I'll tell you this. Joey Bosa was getting handled. It's a pretty good old line they got. So I see this game more of 30-26, and it's going to be put into the hands of Jalen. And Jalen's going to think his way around that football field like he has for the first 3 games of the season. He's really shown me a lot on how he approaches what a team's strengths and weaknesses are. He really goes after the weakness of a particular team. I think the safeties on the Jags are not quite as good as people are saying. I think those corners are pretty good, which allows them to do a good job when it comes to pass rushing. Dude, the Jags have some tacklers on that team. That's one of the better defenses, I think, in the AFC. And they're getting better and better as we're looking at it. Now, they're at home. It should be a 6-point favorite. They're a better ball team. Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is playing better football because he's got a better coach and he's got an adult in the building. Steven Goddard could be an issue here when it comes for him catching footballs, especially coming out of the slot position there and catching seam passes. I'd like to see that. That would be something I'd be open to. You know, throwing there on the seam to Goddard, getting the running game going. I think Goddard's going to be a major factor in this ball game. I do. Okay? Justin Wright, big game for Dallas Goedert, I think. You know, intermediate pass, run the ball, be patient. You got this team. They're not as good as you. They got talent, though. And they're going to put points on the board. That running duo they have, hey, this is not going to be Washington. They got a pretty good duo of running backs. And the O-line is not quite Detroit, but it's a tick below Detroit. Pretty good. Okay? So this game here, in my opinion, run the ball. Be patient. You got this. You got this. I think there's no doubt that how they've played. Now, remember something here. Like I said a couple minutes ago, they haven't been behind at all in any ball game they've played. They get behind. How do they play? We haven't seen that dynamic yet. They've gotten out to leads on every team that they've played. It's good to play with a lead. It's good to play with the lead. Okay? They haven't played from behind yet, though. And does that second half not putting up a ton of points, does that rear its head in this game? I don't think so. Because I'm not building the Jags up here into being a team like the Chiefs or one of the better teams in the AFC. I'm saying they're coming though. And they're getting better. Okay? I think they're getting better. So and Doug's going to be amped up. The team's going to be amped up. You know how much he wants to win this ball game. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this here. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how both Jacksonville and the Eagles respond to one another. Because the Jags are kind of like a new team. I don't think really anybody – look, I thought people, and I did, because I said in the wintertime, I thought that the Eagles had a shot to win the NFC this year. And a lot of people now are jumping on that bandwagon. Well, I never thought the Jags were – I thought the Jags would be an improved team, but I didn't think that the Jaguars would be a better team. And I'm talking about a team that can win their division. And I think they can win that division. I don't really think much – that's not really saying that much. It's the worst division, I think, in the AFC. Yeah, Jess, I feel bad for 2-2, man. We talked about it at the Open. That thing was a complete train wreck from everybody on down. I mean, NFL, NFLPA, all of it. All of them are guilty of malpractice in that Tua case. Just terrible. They're all guilty, including the commissioner of the National Football League. This goes back decades. The biggest thing they never want to talk about is CTE. Okay? They never want to go. They'd rather talk COVID. They'd rather talk race relations. They'd rather go after John Gruden. They'd rather do all that shit than go after and have to answer to concussions. Dude, John Gruden, COVID-19, relocation, all of that. It covers up the true case that the NFL hates the most. That's CTE and concussions. Okay? Worst thing on the planet on a brand new platform, Amazon, in a big Thursday night game, having a quarterback laying on his back prone. Pfft, good luck, huh? Bet Jeff Bezos like that. And all of his snowflake followers watching that and sitting there going like this. You lose viewers like that. You lose people who don't understand the game of football. You lose the fringe fan when they see injuries like that. No one wants to watch that. Or maybe they do. Maybe people, well, that's why, I always say this to you. I think maybe people do like seeing that stuff. Why on the highway, when there's an accident and a car flips over, we all stop? Are we checking to see if everyone's okay? Or are you checking for what? Why do you think we watch auto racing? What do you think? We watch auto racing for guys going left 4 hours? You're looking for the big one. When you watched Mike Tyson, you weren't just watching Mike Tyson fight. You were watching the train wreck too in itself. Americans love train wrecks. They love watching train wrecks. That is something that's built in us as Americans. We love train wrecks. Why do you think we were so transfixed to Trump? Trump's a walking train wreck at times. But he's polarizing. And watch this. He attracted both sides. The people that loved him and the people that hated him. But he attracted people. Americans love watching that stuff. They just love watching it. And for the Thursday night broadcast to continue to show to his injury, disgusting. Disgusting. And then they go to a commercial break. Okay? Then you go to a commercial break. I'm not answering that question. All right. Xander goes like this. Sills, hey, that's why your show's killing it. Hey, is that why my shit? Wait, you guys come here for a train wreck? Is that what it is? Holy cow, man. Big Sills, you're a walking train wreck. I hadn't quite heard that one before. Train wrecks are a horrible thing, but nobody looks away. I know, right, Joseph? Sills. Oh, man. Billionaire myself. I have to agree, Sills. Way to go, man. All right. Here we go, baby. Got a nice topic for you. Americans love violence? Okay. Seals, I came for your song. Did it on Tuesday. If I have to sing, I have to sing on Tuesdays. America loves train wrecks. Just look how many come here every day. Oh, man. It's not nice. See, Xander just put some pepper on it. Not very cool. Here we go. Okay? Oh, and by the way, Miami Dolphin fans came after me on my Twitter, and I'm like, what are you going after me for? What are you going after me for? Because he got hurt? I even said, I hope he's okay. Didn't matter. It was like I was hoping for the kid to get hurt. Absolutely not. What a sinister thought. Not hoping for anyone. It's a terrible thought. Would never think that. Seals, you ever have a concussion? At least 8, 9 of them. Of course. Okay, Miami, you have a shitty owner. Blame him. But it's not just him. It's the league, too. Okay. 2 pretty good quarterbacks are going to be hooking it up on Sunday. Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts. Let me ask a easy question here. You had to build your franchise around one of these guys. Who would you build it around? Who do you think's got a brighter future? Jalen or Trevor? Who's got a brighter future? I guarantee you Trevor Lawrence plays longer. And he's with a coach right now, Doug Pederson. Hurts? Lawrence? You think I should take a timeout right now, Xander, and come back and hit on this? Who would you take to start your franchise? Okay? To start your franchise, Trevor Lawrence or Jalen Hurts? All right. I'll read your thoughts. It looks about 50-50. I like that, Maniac. You guys are actually give me Jalen all day? Really? I'm going to hang in there. Hey, don't forget my friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. It means this: they don't get paid unless you do. They've been helping clients for the past 30 years to the tune of $13.5 billion. They stand up for their clients constantly because they're the biggest law firm in the country, and there's no case too small or too big, and they will not be intimidated when they go into a courtroom to defend you and your family's rights. Like I said, if you've been hurt or injured on the job, there's no one better. With over 800 attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, and in Florida, Morgan & Morgan is here for you to do battle for you. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation's free. 800-512-1600. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, tell them Dan Sileo sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually, and we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.